to me and say to me, Dorit, I'm mad at you for this. Dorit, I'm upset with you for this.
I didn't have it in me.
No, you were cold, you were distant.
I was struggling, Dorit.
That doesn't mean because you're struggling, you can just treat me like
I've got a good friend. I don't care what you say. Just because you say it doesn't make it true.
a friend.
Yes?
When they're mad, they tell their friend that they're mad. They try to work through it.
It's these last 2 years, the hardest 2 years of my life. Could you give me a little grace?
I think I did. A little bit too much. And when you get to the point that you can go publicly and say that I exaggerate our friendship, grace time is over. Grace time is over.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. This is season 14, episode 2. We're a little late, but the holidays, I got into the holidays, I got greedy, then I got lazy, but nevertheless, I'm here. So, episode 2 opens up where we left off in the premiere episode with Cal and Dorit still going at it. Dorit still got her foot on Cal's neck and she's not letting up. So she lets Cal know, I don't like when you went on Amazon Live and you tried to basically downplay our friendship and tried to say, we was never close like that and we wasn't friends. And, she says she feels like Cal took 8 years of friendship and she flushed it down the toilet. And I agree, because it's come on, girl, why would you try to say, I hate when people, even if I fell out with somebody, if we was close, I'm never going to sit there and, try to deny ever being their friend. I'll be I used to rock with them like that, but we not cool no more. I hate when people do that. When you fall out with somebody now, it's oh, I ain't never rocked with that person like that anyway. Girl, that's cap. Anyway, so Cal got the nerve to try to use the whole watch what happens live scenario as her reason. Talking about, she didn't like the fact that Dorit didn't pick her first when they asked the question about who's your favorite richest sister from first to last. So Dorit is whatever, Cal. So she says that she feels like Cal is upset because Dorit went on Watch What Happens Live one day and they asked her about the Cal and Morgan situation. And Dorit said she feels like the closer that Cal got to Morgan, the further away she got from her. So that's how she felt. And she felt like Cal was mad about that. And she wished Cal would just be real and say, yeah, I'm mad that you said that. That caused problems for me. So she's telling Cal that, if you was my friend or whatever, you would have told me you was mad at me. So now Cal all I was going through so much. This is the worst 2 years of my life. Give me some grace. Dorit was I have. Honestly, I think I've given you too much grace. And basically, she told her, grace time is over, okay? Grace time is over. So basically, that caused Cal to get up and storm off, as always, because she's not used to that. She's used to, controlling the situation. So now, Cal is talking to Garcelle and telling her how she's frustrated, and Dorit is telling Erica, she's over it, Cal, she feel like Cal keep, making up different reasons and switching up and making excuses and switching the reason and not keeping it real with her. She said, she not being straight up with her, so she fed up with it. She don't got time for it. So now she leaves. So now Sutton is asking Bowles what happened, and Bowles is girl, I don't know, what happened, Dorit? And Cal was just over there talking, and it seemed like it got kind of heated, and now Dorit left. And Sutton is what? So that's how that scene ended. So the next we get a Bowles scene, her first solo scene. So she's pulling up to some event called the Badass Workshop, an event that she started since she has retired. So we find out that her name is actually, she said, I don't want to mess up, it's Bozema, it's a long name. But her name is Ghanaian and it means goddess. So when you call her name, you're summoning all her greatness, okay? So now she starts to let us know she has some accolades. She lets us know Forbes has named her as the #1 influential CMO in the world. Ebony has also named her one of the most powerful executives in the world. So sis got some accolades. She said she just did a few things. So sis, she does her thing. So she does a talk. She's doing a talk at this event. She comes out and she's doing some like dance. Like honestly, it looked like she was crip walking. I was like, sis, you crip? I was like a professional gangster, huh? So now she starts doing a talk, and the talk is about pivoting in life at point when when it's time to pivot. So she starts talking about how, I forgot where she said she was working at the time. She was the exec. And at the time, her husband, it was a situation where her husband, at that time, that's when she lost her husband. And that's when she decided to pivot and take her career in a different direction and do something different, or take it to the next level. But we find out that her husband is actually white. I think she said German. I don't remember what country she said, but I do know he was foreign. So they were married 10 years, as we found out last episode. They got separated, but then he got sick, so they what's the word I'm looking for? He got sick, so they, reconciled. That's the word I was looking for, reconciled. So then we also find out that she has a daughter, and that when he died, her daughter had just turned 4 years old. Let me see yep, she said 4 years old, yep. So we found out a lot more about Bose in this scene, and it's like, all right, girl, episode 2, you giving us a lot. All right. Some girls, it takes some of the new girls on some of the other franchises, we didn't get into their storylines to episode 4 or 5. Now, what I forgot to say, too, is this episode is the episode where we got the taglines on episode 2, because sometimes we got to wait till, episode 3 to get the taglines. But we got them early, and to be honest with you, I wasn't too impressed. Only a couple of them stood out to me. Cal stood out to me. She was like, something about these hills have eyes, and they're all on me. Something like that. And Dorit was like, I may be a doll, but that doesn't mean you can wind me up. I was like, all right. But the rest of them wasn't too impressed. Okay. So the next we see Cal, she's meeting with Sutton at Godfrey. So when they sit down to talk, Sutton brings up how the last time she was there, she had got Botox for free from some doctor she knew. And I was just like, what? Like, it was just like, Sutton, this is what you get with Sutton, like. So now they start talking about, Cal's divorce situation or separation, because apparently she hasn't filed yet. Because Sutton was telling her how she thinks that, she needs to file. And when she said that, Cal was looking kind of hesitant, like she wasn't planning on, had no plans of filing. So I'm like, girl, what is going on? Like, are y'all going to separate and see other people but still stay married? I understand how that works sometimes when there's a lot of assets and finances. But she was saying how the agency is pretty much hers, that his real estate company called the agency. She was like, that's hers too, how he wrote it in his book, that if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't ever have the agency. So Sutton is like, child, I don't think that's going to be presented as evidence in no divorce proceeding. So she's telling Kyle, like, as your friend, I just think you should file. I'm looking out for you. And Kyle is looking like, girl, file what? Anyway, so next we get another Bose scene. This time we see her home. She's with her assistant, Nico. The same one who was helping her pull her dress string on the first episode when she arrived at the party. What was the theme again? Not modern. It was surreal. The surrealist party. Okay? So now we see Erica and Zori is on their way to her house. And Zori is telling Erica how, like, Shine both connected, like, right away, and that they were sharing each other's personal, like, business with, and basically saying how she, feeling her. So we now see that, but we see Bowles is home making them a fruit platter. Well, not making them. She bought a fruit platter because I saw her take it out the refrigerator and unwrap it. It looked like she got it delivered, maybe from Edible Arrangement from somewhere. It was a fruit platter. And then she started sprinkling gold dust on it. And she was putting a lot. I never had gold dust. It made me curious, but she was putting a lot on. I was like, all right, girl, I never had it. Can I just get a little bit to just give it a little taste? So now Erica and Zori arrive. And when they arrive, she asks them she tells them to take off their shoes. And Zori is like, I wish I would have known because, like, the muse is part of the outfit. So now they got to go out back. But she does have some fluffy little furry slippers that look like they was real cozy. So she did supply some slippers for them. So they went to the backyard where she had the fruit platter set up with some wine. So Erica and Zori ain't wasting no time. Erica got right to it. Like, fuck this. Sorry, screw the small talk. She was like, so, what do you think about the girls? So now, both lets them know, like, well, Sutton already gave me the rundown and let me know what was what. So, they start to talk about Dorit's little riff with Cal that night. So she, asked her, what's up with that? So Dorit tells her she feels like Cal basically keeps changing the reasons on why she, fell back from her. So they show flashbacks, and it is flashbacks of Cal, giving different reasons and excuses for why she started distancing herself from Dorit. So it's really not really being consistent. So now they go they flip the script and they go back to Godfrey. Back at Godfrey, Cal is telling Sutton her side of the story. So Cal is telling Sutton how she feels like she was taken aback, actually, she was taken aback at how Dorit came at her at the party. And that's because Cal is used to when her friends do approach her or try to check her or hold her accountable for something, she's used to turning into Karen, from Cal to Karen. I'm going through so much. Oh my gosh, just please, this is so. And they're usually like, all right, Cal, I get it. I get it. Let's focus on your problems. Let's cater, let's make you feel better right now. But Dorit wasn't here for none of that, and I applaud Dorit. Dorit is not my favorite person on here. I'm not all that fond of her, except for the fact that I think she's the most fashionable one on the show out of all of them. Dorit gives fashion all day, every day. She's never going to let you down. She's going to always come through with a look. Okay? Head to toe. So, but, I'm starting to like her more this season. And I notice sometimes it takes the housewives to go through something where it kind of humbles them and you see them at their lowest point, where you kind of see that them being humbled. So it makes you see the human in them, and it makes you it may be someone you thought was a little snarky or thought they was all that, and you see them be humbled and they win you over. It has happened to me before. Who that happened to me with before who I didn't like? It happened to me on Married to Medicine because I used to did not like Dr. Jackie until when Curtis cheated on her, and then I kind of fell for her, but now I'm still kind of like, all right, So, yeah. So now she thinks that Zori is oblivious to everyone's feelings except for her own. And I'm like, Cal, what? I mean, hey, Pot, I'm cattle. For real. So she goes on to tell Sutton how Zori made her bed, so now she needs to lay in it. And I was like, okay, all right. She's not playing. And it's so crazy how Cal is giving I'm the victim. I was done wrong. That is so crazy. But hey, that's Cal Richards for you. So now back at Bo's house, back at Bo's house, Zori is telling them how she feels how Cal has a different set of rules for her and a different set of rules for everybody else. So she can't get with that. And Erica in her confessional, she's singing how Cal and Mauricio is out there living their best single lives, chilling, while we're here fighting in Encino. So now they ask Dorit, like, how was it at home with the kids, with what's going on? And she lets them know how they don't tell the kids nothing. The kids don't know nothing is going on because, they're used to PK not being there. Like, she lets them know that PK would have fights and he would leave for 6, 7 days at a time. So it's nothing new. She's used to telling the kids, oh, daddy's at work. So I'm like, So that basically lets us know that these problems have been a brewing for some time now. If PK is never home, that means y'all get into a lot of fights and he leaves a lot. So if he's always at work. But anyway, that was the end of that scene. And now we go to Sutton. She's at home with Abby, her property manager. And she wants to surprise Cal. So we see her. She has some like at home make pizza making kits, and she wants Kathy and Erica to come with her to surprise Kyle, because she's going through her little thing too. So they just want to. And now that Dorit and Kyle have kind of reconnected their friendship, she wants to be there for her. So they gonna go meet Kyle. And you see they get there and they're talking. Erica and Kathy are talking. And Sutton lets them know how, I guess, Kyle told him how Mauricio took the picture of her and him that was on his work desk at home and replaced it with him and his partner from Dancing with the Stars. What? So they gagging like, oh no, Like, and Kathy is like, to remove it and take it off is one thing, but to replace it with somebody else, that's saying a lot, And I agree. Like, if you gonna do it at your work desk at your office, not at home where I gotta see it. So now we see Cal. She's home FaceTiming Sophia. She's laying in her bed and she's asking Sophia where she at. And Sophia's like, oh, I'm out to eat. I'm out with some friends. We getting something to eat. And she lets her know after that she's going to see a movie. And Kyle is like, oh, you're not coming home? Sophia like, no, I'm going out to catch a movie. Sorry, loser. She didn't say that. I was just saying. So Kyle says how she feels lonely. And because, Mo left out, the other girls moved out, and it's just her, Sophia, and Portia. And Sophia's never really home like that. So now we see that Dorit and, Sutton and are on their way, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to, because they want to surprise her. They don't want her to know that it's them. So they're going to act like they're delivering. She has an Amazon delivery. So they're telling Kathy, like, can you disguise your voice and let me hear you act like you practice. Let me hear you. So Kathy's like, all right, hold on. I got to get into it. So she's like, I'm picturing myself, in my outfit, my uniform, and my brown truck. And then she's like, wait, no, that's UPS. This is why you got to love Kathy Hilton being a friend of on this show, because she's bringing you those quirky, ditzy moments. So now we see Cal. She's home with Portia. They're cutting cucumbers in the kitchen. And they get the phone call for the Amazon delivery. So when Cal goes to answer the call, because you know how when out there in the birds, when they bell ring, it's like the phone. They get a phone call. So when she goes to answer that, I don't know if anybody else noticed, but I'm noticing Portia was in the background and she was putting seasoning on the cucumbers or whatever they was making, and she poured too much because you could see her pouring it, and she was like, and a lot came out, and she was looking like, and I was like, oh, I caught that, Portia. I caught that. I think I was so being greedy, so busy trying to figure out what she was seasoning. So I caught that. So now Cal goes to answer the door, and as you know, she has like 1,000 dogs. So every time she goes to open her front door, one of the dogs runs out and she has to chase them before they run out the gate or whatever. So she comes back and she didn't get the delivery. She's like, where's the delivery? So she's trying to figure out. So now they go ring the bell. And then she's looking like, because when they ring the bell, they ducking down and they looking. So her and Portia go and answer the door, and it's them, and they surprise her like, surprise. So now, Kathy bought them some PJs to wear when they're gonna make pizza and just have a good old time. So you see them making a pizza and kikiing and kicking it, and as they kicking it, Kathy, you know what, Kathy? I love you, Kathy Hilton, just on TV. Now, you know how paper towels, I just looked at my paper towels. You know how you have a roll of paper towels, right? And you know how when you finish the paper towels, that little brown roll thing that it comes on, just like with toilet paper. Now, remember when you was a kid and it ran out, you would take like the toilet paper thing or the paper towel thing and you would talk through it like it was a bullhorn, like, or whatever. I saw them do it, and then Kathy was doing that with the paper towel thing, and I was like, yeah, you gotta love Kathy Hilton. I don't know what they was doing, but she had the paper towel thing, and she was saying something. You know how they just show them turning up, but they just show it like quickly, like it's edited. So now Kathy asks them where Garcella's at, and Erica lets them know that Garcella's in Atlanta working on the 2 movies that we saw her working on last episode. So they finally talk about the elephant in the room. And they're asking her about how she's feeling, you know, what was going on with Mo and everything. And Kathy says how Cal looks like his daughter and how he's aged. Cal didn't like that, honey. Cal shut that down real quick. She didn't like that at all. And Kathy was doing something like, I guess, making fun of him because he be online posting pictures of him, like videos of him working out. I was like, Kathy is something else, but Kyle did not like that at all. So now they're talking about it, and Sutton, you know, she brings up her divorce and everything, and, you know, they're attempting to, I guess, you know how that goes, you telling people, like, you know, don't worry about it, we all go through it, and Erica is, like, you know, saying the same thing, and Erica is saying in her confessional about how it's crazy how Mauricio replaced her picture with his co-star from Dancing with the Stars. Like, that's crazy. But then she was like, but then again, Tom had a picture of the bitch he was screwing hidden under his desk, taped under his desk. And she said, so who am I to judge? And that's one thing you gotta love about Erica Jane. She is not afraid to, like, you know, speak her truth. So now as they leaving out or whatever, Sutton finds a way to say when they walking past, I guess, Maurice's work area and they see the desk, here goes Sutton. Oh, that gotta be awkward, right? That gotta be hard. And Kyle, you can see she like, yeah, I can't believe he did that or whatever. And she lets them out and she comes in and you can see she's like, sad. So next is the final scene where PK, the Kelmsleys meet up for dinner. So PK arrives first. They're meeting at Olivetta. I don't know if I'm saying it right, Olivetta, but yeah. So they meet to get, Dorit arrives, so they have fries as a starter. The fries looked really good. And then PK orders a Wagyu beef tartare and oysters with a non-alcoholic beer. Dorit orders a chopped kale salad with a Belvedere, club soda, 3 lemons squeezed, and carcass out. That's how she ordered it, and that's how she always ordered. That's what she always orders for years. So the food, PK food, didn't really look like something that I would order. Dorit's salad looked good though. It looked wet. And when she was eating the thing, it looked like she had collard greens or something. I was like, girl, is that collard greens? It was kale, but it was given like kale that your grandmother made. So I'm like, maybe she put a lot of dressing on it because I know she ordered a chopped kale salad. But anyway, and that kale didn't look chopped at all to me. It looked like leaf, but it looked good. So now PK, she notices how PK has on new clothes and he gets up to show off his fits like, this is the single PK. Miss Thing ain't like that, honey. Miss Honey did not like the sounds of that. Single PK, oh no. So now she asks him how he feels, and he tells her he feels edgy. And he says now that, he's sober, he's clear. And he's talking, and as he's talking, she's asking him, like, do you feel like you don't like me or something like that? So he tells her, I'm not gonna lie, at times I don't like you. So now he tells her that her biggest ask was for him to stop drinking. And he says he feel like he stopped drinking. And and she says, so you feel like I haven't made any changes? And he's like, no, I don't feel like you changed at all. And she admits to, in her confessional, she admits that when, they progressed. They went from just having a regular argument. It went from yelling. Then it progressed to cursing, to basically hitting below the belt. Like, like, you're a drunk and you're going to be lonely for the rest of your life, and just really trying to hurt each other. So it was really toxic. It was giving real toxic in that Helmsley household, honey. So he feels like she used to be socially vibrant and she's changed. And I'm like, PK, she got older, so she not ready to be out there turning up every night with you. And she don't drink like you do. But you sober now, so where's you turning up at? I mean, you could still turn up without drinking, but I get what I don't know. Let's just say they're married. I'm not a part of the marriage. But I can only speak from what I'm observing as a viewer and someone who's critiquing the show. I said what I said. So basically, he lets her know that she makes him feel less than. And that was hard for her to hear. Like, she took that hard. That was a hard pill for her to swallow. So as he's talking to her, he's letting her know, basically, not in more words than what I'm saying, but I'm summing it up. He's basically letting her know that he about to fall back. Because as he's talking to her, and she's like, why are you saying that? We talk to each other at least 5 times a day. And that's when he was like, yeah, but I'm telling you that we're not anymore. And that caught her. She froze. She was like stuck. She was speechless. Well, she was still trying to talk over him, but he was letting her know, like, codependency is what we have to break. And he ended, like, before she could even, like, complain, pretty much ended the night. He told her, like, it's time to go home. And he walked her to her car and made sure she got in her car while driving safely. And he got in his car, and they both pulled off and went their separate ways. And that was the end of the episode. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. I enjoyed episode 2. I enjoyed getting to know more about Bowles. I did enjoy the conversation with PK and Dorit, because as they was talking, another thing he told her is, now that he's sober, he said to her, like, if we talk to our waiter the way we talk to each other at home, they would kick us out of this restaurant. So it gets real vicious. So, yes, but this episode was pretty good. And I guess my favorite scene was still the beginning scene when Dorit, the one I put in the beginning of the video, when Dorit told her baby, Grace time is over. But yes, guys, make sure y'all check out my Salt Lake City review. That's going to be posted next once I rewatch the episode and take my notes. All right? And then I still got to do Potomac from last night. I'm behind, but baby, we about to bust these videos out back to back. So talk to you guys later. Bye.